In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 NBA games happening on March 2nd, 2025, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 NBA games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Denver Nuggets versus Boston Celtics. The Denver Nuggets are heading to TD Garden in Boston, Massachusetts, for a showdown with the Boston Celtics. This matchup features 2 of the top teams in their respective conferences, setting the stage for what should be a highly competitive game. The Celtics currently hold the 2nd spot in the Eastern Conference with an impressive season record of 42 wins and 18 losses. Their performance within the conference has been strong, boasting a 31-11 record against Eastern opponents. On the other side, the Nuggets are sitting in 2nd place in the Western Conference with a 39-21 overall record and a 22-13 mark against Western teams. When these 2 teams last met in January, the Celtics came out on top with a 118-106 victory. Injury concerns could play a role in this game. The Nuggets might be without Zeke Nagy and Aaron Gordon, as both are listed as questionable. Meanwhile, the Celtics are monitoring the status of Jrue Holiday, Kristaps Porzingis, and Jaylen Brown, who are also questionable. These potential absences could impact the depth and rotations for both teams. The Nuggets have been strong on the road recently, winning 5 of their last 6 away games. The Celtics, on the other hand, have been solid at home, securing 4 wins in their last 6 games at TD Garden. Denver has been particularly efficient on offense lately, shooting over 51% from the field and 40% from three-point range in their last 3 games. In comparison, the Celtics have shot 46% during the same stretch. The Nuggets also excel at moving the ball to find open looks and dominate the boards, averaging over 12 offensive rebounds per game. This gives them extra scoring opportunities and limits their opponents' chances. Additionally, Denver takes care of the ball well, minimizing turnovers and preventing easy points for their opponents. While the Celtics are typically a strong defensive team, they've had some struggles recently, allowing more than 113 points per game in their last 3 outings. This could make it challenging for them to contain the Nuggets' high-powered offense. Both teams are riding waves of momentum heading into this game. The Nuggets, in particular, looked nearly unstoppable in their dominant win over the Pistons in their most recent game. The Celtics, however, are coming off a rare loss and will be eager to bounce back. That said, they're dealing with some injuries to key players, which could leave them vulnerable. This opens the door for the Nuggets to potentially pull off an upset, especially given their recent form. The Celtics will undoubtedly be motivated to respond after blowing 2 significant leads against the Cavaliers and dropping a conference game they were expected to win. They'll also be looking to avoid losing 3 straight games for the first time this season. However, their defense hasn't been at its best in their last 2 games, and injuries to key contributors could further complicate matters. It's worth noting that 11 of their 18 losses this season have come at home. On the flip side, the Nuggets have been playing some of their best basketball over the past month, going 8-2 straight up and 7-3 against the spread in their last 10 games. Despite being slight underdogs, the Nuggets offer great value, especially with Nikola Jokic, Jamal Murray, and Christian Braun all performing at a high level. As our first pick for this matchup, the Denver Nuggets to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. Scoring could be a major factor in this game. The Nuggets have gone over the total in 4 of their last 7 games, averaging 121 points per game. They play at the 5th fastest pace in the league, averaging 104 possessions per game, and will face a Celtics defense that has allowed 114 points per game in their last 3 outings. The Celtics, meanwhile, average 117 points per game but play at a slower pace, ranking 26th in the league with 100.9 possessions per game. They'll be up against a Nuggets defense that has given up 116.5 points per game on the road. Historically, the Celtics and Nuggets have gone over the total in 4 of their last 6 meetings. The Celtics have a solid over-under record of 6-3 against Western Conference teams at home this season. When comparing the offensive and defensive averages of both teams, both overall and in their last 3 games, the projected total comes out to 232 points. However, after factoring in the average pace of both teams, the projected total adjusts to 238 points, which is above the current line. This game is likely to be close, with the Celtics trying to slow down Denver's offense. However, for the total to go over, Boston will need to keep pace and match Denver shot for shot. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Portland Trail Blazers versus Cleveland Cavaliers. The Portland Trail Blazers, currently holding a record of 27-33 and sitting in 12th place in the Western Conference, are heading into Sunday's road game aiming for their 5th straight win. They'll face the Cleveland Cavaliers, who boast the best record in the NBA at 49-10 and are leading the Eastern Conference. The Cavaliers are riding a 9-game winning streak and have been dominant all season. This matchup will test the Blazers' recent momentum against one of the league's top teams. Portland is coming off a strong 121-102 victory over the Brooklyn Nets on Friday night. The team has been playing well lately, winning 4 in a row and 10 of their last 14 games. Despite this recent success, the Trail Blazers are still 4 games behind the 10th spot in the Western Conference, which is the cutoff for postseason qualification. On the other side, Cleveland secured a hard-fought 123-116 win over the Boston Celtics on Friday, extending their winning streak to 9 games. The Cavaliers have been nearly unstoppable, winning 13 of their last 14 games and holding a comfortable 7.5-point game lead over Boston for the top seed in the East. Injury concerns are a factor for both teams heading into this game. The Trail Blazers have ruled out Robert Williams once again, while Denny Avdija and Jerami Grant are both listed as questionable. Meanwhile, the Cavaliers have decided to rest Donovan Mitchell, their leading scorer, for this matchup. This is the first of 2 meetings between these teams this season. Last year, they split their 2 games, with the visiting team winning both straight up and against the spread each time. Cleveland has been playing like a well-oiled machine, and their recent win over Boston felt like a statement victory. However, Portland might be one of the few teams capable of challenging them right now. The Blazers are in the middle of a 6-game road trip and have won the first 3 games by an average of 10 points. Their offense has been firing on all cylinders, averaging 126 points over their last 4 games. While health issues are a concern for Portland, they'll catch a break by facing a Cavaliers team missing Mitchell. The Trail Blazers have been solid on the road this season, with a 16-13-1 record against the spread. Cleveland is playing with tremendous confidence, especially after their comeback win against the Celtics. They've been covering the spread at an impressive rate of 67.2%, the best in the NBA. However, that emotional victory over Boston could set them up for a potential letdown in this game. Additionally, Mitchell's absence is significant. The current line feels disrespectful to a Trail Blazers team that has won 14 of their last 19 games. Portland has also been a reliable bet this season, with a 34-25-1 record against the spread, meaning they've been a profitable team to back all year. While the Trail Blazers were always expected to be underdogs in this matchup, the line feels a bit steep given how well they've been playing lately. Sure, the Cavaliers could still dominate and win by 20 points, but they might be due for a slight letdown after such an intense and thrilling win over Boston. I'm not predicting a Portland upset, but I do think they can keep this game competitive and stay within single digits. With Cleveland missing their best player and the Blazers riding a wave of confidence, the line seems a bit inflated. As our first pick for this matchup, the Portland Trail Blazers to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. Scoring has been a trend in recent games for both teams. The total has gone over in 6 of Cleveland's last 8 games. Similarly, the over has hit in 5 of Portland's last 7 games and in 4 of their last 5 road games. Cleveland leads the NBA in offensive efficiency, averaging 120.5 points per 100 possessions, while Portland ranks 25th at 107.8. However, when these 2 teams are combined, their games tend to be higher scoring. Defensively, Cleveland is 6th in efficiency at 108.2, and Portland is 22nd at 112.4. In their 2 meetings last season, these teams averaged a combined 201 points per game, with the under hitting both times. This year, both teams are more focused on offense, especially the Trail Blazers, who have been scoring at a high rate recently. Portland has scored over 114 points in 4 straight games and in 5 of their last 6. They've also put up at least 121 points in 4 of those games. Cleveland's offense has been unstoppable, scoring 122 or more more points in 4 straight games and in 7 of their last 8. In February alone, they averaged 126 points over 11 games. Portland's defense isn't equipped to slow them down. Between the two teams, the over has hit in 68 games this season. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Chicago Bulls versus Indiana Pacers. The NBA schedule this Sunday includes an Eastern Conference matchup between the Chicago Bulls, who hold a record of 24 wins and 36 losses, and the Indiana Pacers, standing at 33 wins and 25 losses. This game presents an interesting contrast in team fortunes as the season progresses. Currently, the Bulls are positioned 10th in the Eastern Conference, which keeps them in contention for a play-in tournament spot. Meanwhile, the Pacers are looking to bounce back after a recent loss and are holding strong in 5th place in the conference standings. Both teams have their sights set on improving their positions as the playoffs approach. In terms of player availability, the Bulls are monitoring the status of Kevin Huerter, who is questionable for the upcoming game. However, they are optimistic about the return of Lonzo Ball to their lineup. On the other side, the Pacers will continue to miss the contributions of Isaiah Jackson and Benedict Mathurin due to injuries. These absences could impact the depth and strategy for both teams. Indiana's recent form shows they've secured 7 wins in their last 12 games, but only 3 of those victories were by a double-digit margin. This highlights some inconsistency in their performance, particularly in closing out games decisively. A significant concern for the Pacers is their rebounding. They rank 28th in the league with a rebound rate of just 48.1%, which could be a critical weakness against the Bulls, who excel in this area. Chicago ranks 8th in defensive rebound rate at 76%, showcasing their ability to control the boards effectively. Additionally, the Bulls have demonstrated they can put up points, which will be crucial in this matchup. The Pacers had been on a positive trajectory before their momentum was halted in their last game. Their recent loss to the Heat exposed some defensive vulnerabilities that they'll need to address. Over their last 10 games, the Pacers have failed to cover the spread in 6, indicating some struggles against expectations. Conversely, the Bulls, despite not securing many wins, have shown resilience by covering the spread in their last 5 games. This tenacity suggests that the current line might be set too high for the Bulls, especially considering their solid performance in their last outing. If Chicago can dominate the rebounding battle and maintain a decent shooting percentage, they have a good chance to keep the game competitive and within single digits. As our first pick for this matchup, the Chicago Bulls to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. However, the Bulls' defense remains a glaring issue. They rank 24th in defensive efficiency, allowing 113 points per 100 possessions. The Pacers aren't far ahead, sitting at 19th with 112 points allowed per 100 possessions. Both teams have capable offenses that should be able to exploit these defensive shortcomings. Both teams also prefer a fast-paced game. Chicago is 3rd in the league in pace, averaging 105.3 possessions per game, while Indiana is 9th with 102.1 possessions. This high tempo should lead to a high-scoring affair, as both teams are in the top 10 for scoring. The Bulls have surpassed the total points line in 4 consecutive games and in 7 of their last 10. They rank 9th in the NBA in scoring and 3rd in 3-point field goals made per game. The Pacers have gone over the total in 6 of their last 10 games and are 10th in scoring, 7th in field goal percentage, and 11th in 3-point shooting. With both teams struggling on the boards, there could be numerous second chance points, adding to the total score. The previous encounters between these two teams were high-scoring games, with 255 and 242 total points scored respectively. This pattern suggests that another high-scoring game is on the horizon. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.